The bare minimum you need as a hitchhiker is of course your thumb and your good vibes. It's even possible to travel naked. But if you travel naked, the chances that no one wants to help you and that you end up dying alone in the middle of nowhere seem pretty high, right? So today let's stay a bit materialistic and talk about the few accessories that might save your life in the most desperate situation. And as we live in a very advanced era, we'll also talk about the most useful websites and apps for hitchhiking. And I have a little surprise for you in the video. Adventure had been calling me for a long time. But I've always preferred to hide behind books and movies. Until the day I left the comfort of my daydreaming and discovered a world of limitless possibilities right at my fingertips. Everything around me turned into an open playground. Every stranger I met was a fresh new story waiting to be discovered, and my life quickly became one of my favorite movies. After hitchhiking over 100,000 kilometers, I'm now here to share my best tips and insights, because today, it's your turn for an adventure. In my opinion, the only real mandatory accessory is a bottle of water. Because if you ever end up waiting a lot, you will be happy to drink. Drinking water means staying hydrated. This way, you'll prevent some fatigue and headaches to reach you. And it will keep your mouth hydrated for all the talking you'll do during the day. So, drink water. Water is good. Now let's talk about food. It's not as mandatory as having water, but still really nice. So if you want to have an amazing lunch experience, here's what will be useful. Some lunch boxes. A fork. A spoon. This thing that you can use to peel your veggies. And of course, if you are French, you can have a little knife in order to cut your cheese. Best French cheeses are le Cantal, le Comté.
3 hours later.
And last but not least, le Camembert. After that, you can try the Italian cheeses or the Swiss cheeses. Both are really amazing, I recommend. But most important, you mustn't forget to take your tiny compact bag so you can store your cheese. And also, don't buy too much. Think about the weight or the conditions of preservation. For example, expect to be disappointed if you have a banana in your backpack. Then you will obviously find some use in having a marker with you, because if you want to do a sign, you will need it. Of course, it's important to have your identity documents or a copy of it, and it can be helpful to have a hidden bag where you can hide it. A headlamp and a yellow safety jacket could also save your life if you ever end up hitchhiking by night. Another way to stay safe is simply to have a tent with you so you can stop to hitchhike when it gets too dark and then go back to the road in the morning. And bonus, you will have more cars during daytime, so it's better. I had this first aid kit for 3 years and I never had the occasion to use it for myself. But some of my travel buddies had some accidents and I could save their lives. Otherwise, for my comfort, I like to have a travel mask and some earplugs if I end up sleeping in a dorm with people who snore. I hate those guys. And an air pillow is appreciated when I have to sleep on my air mattress. About websites and apps, I think Google Maps is great for knowing your way or finding the right checkpoint for your trip. Offline maps like maps.me are also great. This one is also amazing for finding hiking paths. Websites hitchwiki.org and Hitchmap, which also exists as an app, are amazing tools for finding good hitchhiking spots. I think this is the holy grail for hitchhikers. If you have to remember just one website, it's hitchwiki.org. But there is something even bigger coming. A friend of mine is currently building an app specially designed for hitchhikers. I'm currently in the test group and I can assure you that this has a lot of potential. With Hitcher, you'll be able to share your hitchhiking spots, track your rides, and share your trips with your friends. If you want to contribute, the team is organizing a crowdfunding this July so they can release the app publicly. It's a very unique occasion to make hitchhiking both safer and funnier. So I definitely encourage you to have a look at Hitcher. Then for checking the weather, just using the weather app or the weather website of the country you're visiting is good. And then for socializing, apps like Meetup are really cool. Couchsurfing is also great for going to events or being hosted by locals. Now, since the pandemic, you have to pay for it, but it's like 15 euros a year and it's definitely worth it. Little disclaimer here. Couchsurfing mentality is to meet people and exchange. If you just look for a cheap place, go to a hostel. And if you think you're on a dating app, why don't you use an actual dating app? Got me, don't kill the game. So, apps like Booking or Hostel World are really cool. If you look for a cheap place where you can meet fellow travelers or maybe the love of your life, I think that hostels might be a better idea. And last but not least are volunteering apps. You probably heard about Woofing, Walkpackers or Walkaway, and Walkaway is actually the one I used. It allowed me to have great experiences in France, but also in Spain, in Italy and some other countries. So I would definitely recommend it because just like Couchsurfing, using Walkaway was a life-changing experience. And I think I will make a video about how to use those networks well and how to maximize your experience with them.
An external battery and a phone charger will be extremely useful because you will need power in your phone, and having a phone will also be very necessary if you want to use the apps and websites I just quote. That's all for today. I will of course write a little recap of the useful accessories, apps and websites in the description. By the way, if you have any useful addition to those, please use the comment section.
And if you want to go further, you might like my tutorials explaining the hitchhiking techniques. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next ones. Thanks a lot for watching and see you on the road.